Hello again. Hello. Hello again, good people. Okay, we're going to try this again. I am still Hollie Kelly. This is still Dr. Kelly's perspective for Tuesday, July 11th. And I was telling my niece, happy birthday, Jasmine. Okay, so today's perspective, I wanted to, again, during the whole month of July, when we are planning our remaining 5 months of the year. Part of the planning, we can plan and lay out a well-structured document on what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Hello, Heather. Hello, Terry. Go on and hit the share button. I'm going to ask that you do that now. So, to spread the word, spread the encouragement. Master Guns, hello. So what I wanted to talk about is the fact that we have to think about what we are thinking about. Our thoughts can sometimes act as saboteurs in our life. Anything that is no longer working for us, it doesn't matter how long it's been there. Many of us have long held, firmly ingrained thoughts and belief patterns that are working against us. They no longer work for us, and yet we haven't challenged them. We haven't stopped and broken the pattern just because, I've always thought like this. I always think like this. I've always been like this. That's a saboteur. It's a saboteur thought. They say, just like my grandmother, if that's not positive, if that's not working for you, if that's not helping you propel yourself to where you want to be, where you know you can be, up and outside of the average range, out of mediocrity, if it doesn't work for you anymore, it's time to change it. It's time to destroy the thought process, to destroy the thought patterns. Not necessarily that Dr. King was talking about thoughts, but he said that, look, freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. And I sort of liken that, hello to all who are joining me this evening. I sort of liken that to even our thoughts. We allow our thoughts, some of us allow our thoughts to roam through the countryside, picking up anything they want to and depositing them in our minds, and then we don't challenge them. We don't check them. It's like a freeway. You can come and go as you please and nothing gets stopped. There are no stop signs on the freeway. You're just doing what you want to do with your thoughts. If they no longer serve you, if they no longer propel you to where you know you want to be, it's time to change them. And so what I really want to say is we can't challenge anything. We can't change anything. We can't break any broken patterns. We can't stop things that no longer serve us if we are unaware of them. And so I entitled this perspective today, we've got to think about our thoughts. Think about what we're thinking about. Okay, and the key is so often and so long they have been our norm. They are habits in our mind and we don't challenge them. I can already tell you, yes, they are difficult to break. Yes, they are absolutely intrusive. And sometimes, I can't think, I can't help what I think about. Yes, we can. It starts right there. You can absolutely determine how long you stay on a thought. You get to determine that. If it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't move you forward, if it doesn't propel you into the place that you know you want to be. Okay, sometimes we call it, I'm just keeping it real. Okay, I call it keeping it broke. I call it keeping it broken. I call it keeping it in broken relationships. I call it keeping it in stagnant career options, career paths that aren't going anywhere, because we act on everything that comes into here. And we have the capability, that's what I really want to get across to you. We have the capability We all have the capabilities to stop thoughts that no longer serve us. Hello, Margaret. If they no longer serve us, if they no longer are moving us in the direction that we want to go, it's time to change them. It's time, just as if, literally, I can be a little dramatic. I would say I'm not being dramatic, but that's just part of who I am. So this is a little dramatic, but I honestly believe this. I know this is the case because I've done it. So it's just as if an enemy, one of your arch enemies, were trying to destroy you. Would you hand them a loaded weapon? You wouldn't do that. You would fight with every ounce of your breath. You would fight with everything that is any part of you. You would fight to the very end to get them and get that away from you because it's going to destroy you. Negative thought patterns need to be fought with that much ferocity. And I'm not being dramatic, because our thought patterns that we act on are destroying us. They are keeping us shackled. They are keeping us in a prison that we can't seem to break out. They're called excuses. They're called justifications. They're called comparisons. They're called fear factors. And we don't challenge them. And we can look and see the results are not anything that we want. Every time we look and see our life in the same spot as last year, nothing's changed. That's because we've been imprisoned and you didn't fight against it. You let the enemy come in and roam through and do what they want to do and hang around for a while. Thoughts that do not serve us are saboteurs. So I'm encouraging you to begin to think about what you're thinking and challenge it. It doesn't matter how long it's been there. Well, I'm 50 years old and I've been thinking like this all my life. If you've got breath in your body, you have an opportunity to change that thought process. Don't tell me, well, you just don't know how hard it is. You don't get a special prescription because something is hard. The prescription remains the same. You fight against, you change, you detour, you throw away, you challenge every thought that no longer works for you. Or you'll remain in the same spot. I just so desperately do not want us to remain in the same spot that we're here. We're prepping for the last 5 months of the year. We're prepping for the last 5 months of the year. You will be self-sabotaging every day of every month unless you deliberately and intentionally cast down and destroy the thoughts that you are controlled by and they no longer work for you. Okay, I'm going to get off that for now. But I am challenging you. I am challenging everyone who will listen, who's watching live, or who will listen to this. Think about what you are thinking about and recognize that you have the capability, you have the power, you have the will to change every thought that no longer works for you. And it's been sabotaging aspects of your life. Okay. Until next time, take real good care of yourself and think about what you're thinking about.